Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to have this opportunity of presenting and sharing uh, in this wonderful community of international experts. The topic of my presentation is using information and communication technologies in English language teaching. And the questions that I'm going to cover today are the following ones. I'm going to mention the key benefits of using ICT in English classes. Also, I'm going to share some of my favorite platforms that can be used within different types of classes or within different stages of classes. And I'm going to share some details about specific platforms that can be used within a certain imaginary frame of a class. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Yuliya. I'm an English language teacher. I've been teaching English for more than 20 years. I also consider myself a non-stop learner, and I believe that the more we learn, the more we understand how little we know actually about the things. Um, During the pandemic time, psychology became one of my new passions, and learning new things, getting new skills, reading, watching, and studying this information. I also try to integrate my new ideas into my language practice so that my students can also benefit. And I've been living in the Dominican Republic for more than 4 years. And if to show you where this country is situated, this is a small island here in the Caribbean Sea, very far from my motherland, Kazakhstan. Originally, I'm from Balkash, that is a small town next to one of the unique places in Kazakhstan, Lake Balkash. So Isla Hispaniola, or Santo Domingo Island, the way it is called, is one of the islands that was discovered by Christopher Columbus back in the 15th century. And the island is shared by two countries, the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The official language of the Dominican Republic is Spanish, and here students also study English as a foreign language, and some schools also have teachers of French and classes of French as well. In terms of the size of the country, this is rather a small country with a relatively high population of approximately 11 million people. So in comparison with Kazakhstan, it looks even smaller than Karaganda province. Well, not sure in terms of the current way with the Karaganda province, but still. So let me dive deeper into my topic. And the first thing that I want to share with you is the way our reality is developing. I think there are different stages that we have been going through. So we all used to teach in traditional, again, relatively traditional classes, face-to-face classes, where some schools, some classrooms were equipped with some technology, like interactive whiteboards or computer labs. Some books came with electronic variants of books. Some classes had only one head computer, some classes had projectors. So this or that way technology was integrated more or less into our classes, but not that much as we had to do that during the pandemic time when we were pushed into new reality without even time to get ready, to get adjusted, to get to know new approaches. So we had to learn so much on the way, like platforms, tools, new skills, new strategies. And now when we are in the next stage, this is a kind of mixture of two types of learning. Face-to-face class, we are back to face-to-face class, but still we have that great experience and great luggage of knowledge and skills that we can take into our new reality so that all the participants of the process can benefit from this. And at this or that moment, we come to a certain turning point when we decide whether we go back to our traditional classes, the way we used to teach in face-to-face classes, or we integrate our new skills into our new way of teaching. And I see that as a kind of variant of fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So I decided for myself that I want to use my experience and new ideas and keep on growing into the sphere of applying technology in classes, because this is not already future. This is not even already our past. This is something that has already been integrated so deeply into our life. So, but before using this or that technology, of course, we have to ask why we want to use that, or what the benefit is and what the outcome is that we expect. Definitely, there are many benefits, such as autonomous learning, inclusive learning. It also helps to increase motivation, and it helps to maximize and develop better outcomes and collaboration of the participants of the process. Still, technology cannot be used just for the sake of technology, because it's interesting and it's fun. There should be a set of questions asked before: what is needed, what we expect to do, what skills our students are getting, and how they benefit from that. So let me now share some interesting platforms and applications that can be used in class at this or that stage. Um, what I suggest is not obligatory. Let's say, as I mentioned, if I mention the platform as a warm-up platform or as a warm-up application, it can also be used in many other ways. I'm sure that your experience and your imagination will help you identify what is the better way for you in your reality and in your content. These are just recommendations and ideas and suggestions that I am going to share with you. So the first three platforms that I sometimes use for warm-up activities are Bamboozle, Once Upon a Picture, and Bubble 365. Let me also mention that all these applications and platforms that I'm going to share with you have a free version and a pro version. Of course, a pro version helps you choose more options, more varieties, but still, a free version is enough. And some platforms also offer you a free trial of a pro version so that you can taste and see and experience how it is to use the whole bunch of opportunities. So I should say that I am good with using only the free variants of all these applications that I'm introducing today. So Bamboozle is a kind of platform that offers different types of games. So you can type in the search bar here and find a game that matches the topic of your class in the search bar. And it's not that type of game where students have to connect their devices to the main game, like in Kahoot or Quizzes. You just project the game itself on the whiteboard, and you can also check the answers before you play the game. Let's say here, my variant that I'm going to share with you is about plural nouns. So you want to know if everything is fine, you check before, then you start playing. You divide the students into groups. So the free version allows to divide the students into two groups and use fewer options for the game. Let's say there are some secret boxes that students can choose to gain points or to lose points. So I'm going to show you later, but still a free version is quite enough. So the next platform that can also be used as a warm-up activity and as an activity during the production stage and also as a practice, the one that is called Once Upon a Picture. So here in the menu, you can choose from the first section that is images to inspire. You scroll down, you see different images. You choose the one that you like. Let's say this one, Magic Rabbit, maybe the one that matches the topic that you've been discussing with your students, or the topic that you want them to reflect upon or to share their ideas about. So here are the questions that go with the picture, so that can stimulate thinking, motivate students think deeper, discuss the questions from different perspectives. So this platform also allows you to download the image and the questions in the format of a Word document or PDF file if you don't have a chance of projecting this web page in class, so that you can share this task as an attachment via some application like WhatsApp or Telegram, or maybe print out and bring to class. So the collection section has images divided and categorized according to some roles. Let's say, relatively speaking, not necessarily that this is the main role of a picture. So let's say the thinking collection. Here you can find a certain number of pictures that can also provoke some deeper thinking about this or that question. Let's say, I believe I can, maybe to practice some models or to practice some hypothetical structures. So questions again. This one, patience. I used this image for the class that was about Saint Valentine's to support the discussion. You see the image of the whale is in the shape of a heart, so that we talked about emotions, and students also shared what they feel towards this robot and why it is called patience. So I'm sure you can find a lot of ways how to benefit from this resource in your class. So the next platform that is also a very great tool to use as a warm-up activity, as an activity to practice writing skills, to practice speaking skills, is Bubble 365. So by the way, it's called 365 because we have a collection of images for each day of the year. Let's say today we are still here in the 25th of March when I'm recording this video, and this is the image for today's day. So when you click preview, you can see a certain number of tasks that go together with this image. So the name, the image itself, story starter, questions to be discussed. They even have some sentence challenge and grammar and punctuation challenge. You can also ask them to draw based on the discussion that you had with the students. So this platform also has lesson plans to go together with this or that image. So the majority of lesson plans, I should say, go in the Pro version, are available in the Pro version to share with the students to demonstrate and project in classroom. But you can preview like this. If you don't have a chance to use the Pro version, like what you can do is to screenshot the images, the tasks, and share this way with your students. Sometimes they also share free variants of classes that match this or that specific holiday, let's say Thanksgiving Day, Saint Valentine's Day, Halloween. So you can save them in your collection if you register. So to show you that each day has a certain image, let's say March 26th will be this image, and then you can move on and find an image for each day. So that's why it's 365. So it also has such sections in the menu as lessons, writing bank. It's a great tool. It's a great application that can stimulate and motivate writing in class. Again, many things are available in the Pro version, but still many things can be found in the free version as well. So this is about activities that can be used as warm-ups or in any other variant that you find appropriate. So let me move to the next part and share some useful tools that I call tools for organization. Because when we start a school year, or when we start a new term, or when we start a new class, or any class, we definitely need some skills of organizing our students into groups, into pairs, into discussion teams. We also need some apps, to check the time, to share some commands maybe. So such apps are really, really very useful in that way. So Class Dojo and Classroom Screen. So to talk briefly about them, again, they can be used for free. So Classroom Screen, you can log in and save your group. So the main screen gives you such options as you can change the background from the given variants. Some of them are animated and really cool and interesting. Some of them change because of the season that we are in now. So here they are. Also, there are such options as calendar, clock, stopwatch, timer, traffic lights. For example, if you are working with kids and you want them to listen to you, to get ready, to start working, you can also show these images to identify in which level of the work the students are. Maybe they have to listen now, or they should work silently in a group or in a low voice. Think, pair, share, or teamwork. And what is interesting, you can choose several images of the same category, and maybe you have 2 or 3 teams. So for each team, you have their own set of images. Let's say this team should be silent and the other team should work. So then I will choose the green light for them. So this way. There is also an option to choose a random name. If you prepare a list of your class before, then you can choose a random student to answer this or that question. These are my students, so you can see their names. You can also use the sound level tool, dice, and many other things. So it's like a collection of different tools in one place that I find really amazing. What else you can do? You can also use this as a group maker. So again, here is my example of my class, and I can divide these students into groups the way I want, according to the number of groups I want to have, or according to the number of students per group. So for example, this way. And they also have an option of poll question. So if you go to your home page, here it says add poll. You open a poll, you can choose the variant of it. So smiley, so multiple choice, true or false. So in the free version, this is just projected on the screen. I mean, the students cannot connect their devices to your screen, but in the pro version, they can connect their devices and they can choose the variant of their answer so that it is projected on the screen without your necessity of choosing that by yourself. So, and one more platform is Class Dojo. So here you can create a class, and within this or that specific class, you can give points. The points can be divided into 2 categories, like positive points and those that need work. For example, I created these ones to show that students need to pay attention to this or to that theme. Let's say no homework, or they speak too much Spanish in class, in my situation, in my content here in the Dominican Republic, or they talk too much to the neighbors about irrelevant things. And positive, again, you can, they have a certain number of ready points, but you can also add the ones that you find useful. And there are many other functions in this platform, so you can learn about that, investigating and studying some tutorials. So this is really useful. Let me briefly go to the next part of my presentation so that I don't run out of my time. So I will just briefly mention some other useful apps that you can apply and you can use in your classes. So I call them applications that can help with different types of activities. So Flippity, Net, Book Widgets, Vocabulary. Vocabulary is that platform that offers authentic material because this is oriented to the curriculum of American schools, K-12 curriculum, and it has different number of tasks, not only on grammar vocabulary, but some, cultural content. So, and the next section that I call skills, where you have you can choose from the platforms that help to develop such skills as reading. The platform is called readworks.org, Quill, that is about grammar, and Flipgrid, that is about speaking. So let's imagine that we are in an imaginary class where the topic is plural nouns. So the level of the students is pre-intermediate, their age is preteens and above. And this is what I would choose for this classroom as an example. So for class organization, I will use one of those tools as Classroom Screen or Flippity. By the way, Flippity is also a great tool to organize. It has different varieties of themes to use, from quiz show, name picker, flashcards, different things. So by the way, I even not sure if this platform has a paid version because I have always been using that for free. And as a name picker, it has so many variants. By the way, you have here a variant to see how it works, like demo, and then you can read instructions to create your own variant of that. So let's say in the name picker, I have also a variant to organize students according to the number of teams I want to have, according to the number of students per group, also seating chart. I can even choose this variant, like gift exchange, for example, for Christmas, like who is giving a gift to whom. Maybe you can also find it useful. So back to my imaginary class. I will use Classroom or Flippity as a class organization tool. For warm-up, I will use this game on Bamboozle to play. So I choose this. I click here, play. So this is the only variant that is available in the free variant. So the number of groups, the number of questions, usually 2 groups and 16 questions. And I find it quite fine for the classes. So then you click on classic, so you can change the name of the teams with the help of this tool. You click on the pen, change the names of the teams, and then a team chooses a random section. So what is the plural? They say, you check if this is correct, and okay, the points go to this team. If this is not correct, then you click the red button. Dishes, okay. You can also zoom in the picture to show that to some students that cannot see that maybe in a good way from the last tests. So okay. So but some sections are some secret ones. For example, you see this team, they got the section win 10 points, so they don't have to answer any questions, but they just get 10 points extra. Sometimes there are sections when they have to lose the points, or when the points are reset, or when they swap the points. So it gives some kind of moment of surprise to the game. So then for the next part of my class, like presentation, I would choose maybe the content from Vocabulary. As I mentioned, this is a platform that gives you a lot of authentic material. So here you can watch a video that, and by the way, Vocabulary offers all the material as rap songs. So they listen to the video. They also study some new words in the section vocabulary cards. You can also download handouts with the answers. You can play a vocab game, and the vocab game is very interesting because it's also about music. So everything is related to music and rhythm and melody here on this web page. So every time they answer the question correctly, a new instrument is added to the rhythm, and then when they finish, if all the questions are answered, it's a certain orchestra that is playing, and the melody is in rap rhythm, let's say. So this platform gives a month of free trial. So if you can see, that's what I'm using here, free trial. So you can see here how many free days are left. And there are many other things that you can use from the platform. Like my experiences with passive voice, with authentic information for Thanksgiving Day, for some other holidays, national holidays, to get to know the culture of the countries, the language of which we are studying. So also what I can do for presentation practice stage, I can go to Quill to practice some exercises here. This is also grammar platform. I use the premium variant. It's expired, but still I can continue with the free version. So you can go to the section, you should log in, you should sign up, then log in, and then you can choose from assignments. You can add a class, you can share activities directly to the class. You give instructions to the students how they join this platform, and the results are also shown here, so you don't have to check anything manually. So it's also a great platform to check and practice grammar skills. For example, here in the activity packs, we can browse and see what they have. There are also variants to share some classes. For example, let's say adverbs of manner practice. You can also see which level it is, or plural and possessive nouns practice. That's what we need, and this is for studies. That's exactly what we need. So I click here. You can preview the activity, let's say regular plural nouns. So it opens in the separate window. You can see how this activity looks like, and then you decide if you assign this activity to your class. So for example, here, the tasks are this way. You see, I add 3 apples, then you should write the correct variant. These are the instructions for the students, and you can see how the students will see that from their device. So, and probably I will finish with the production stage with the help of the platform that is called Flipgrid, or Book Widgets, or maybe Class Dojo, because on Class Dojo I can choose a portfolio section and I can create an activity on portfolio. So I can put the title of my task, for example, plural nouns, and then instructions, and then I can choose the type of the response. It should be a text, or they should record a video, or they should upload a photo, or maybe a drawing, or I upload a worksheet and then they do the task on the worksheet and then they submit that. So Flipgrid is a platform. I don't have time to discuss much about Flipgrid, but Flipgrid is a platform that allows students to record their video replies, like on Class Dojo. Something similar to Class Dojo in terms of video answers. And here they also, while organizing this video task, you have an option to choose whether students can see the answers of each other or only you can see the answers of the students. So quite a useful platform as well. So sorry for talking about these platforms in such a rush, but I will say that I have only 20 minutes and I'm already running out of time. So to finish my presentation, I would like to say that I hope that you will find this information useful and you will try to apply, to try you will try to use some of these applications in your class. Remember, one difficulty at a time, one platform at a time. So I'm going to share the links to all these platforms that I have mentioned. And of course, we should remember every time when we want to try something, everything is created twice. First, it's in our mind, then in reality. So if you want to get more information, you can find me on Telegram. I have two groups, two channels actually. They are not any commercial purpose, but just channels for me to share some information with those who want to read more about this or that topic. So the first one that is called Insight is about psychology, and this one, Tip Tap Toe English, is where I share some links to some new platforms or applications that I discovered because I really love this topic, and maybe you will find it useful. And this is my email address. So thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I will be ready to, and I will be happy to answer them. Hope to see you once face to face. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.